Noob Saibot.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
One of the most anticipated characters in the Khaos Reigns DLC. Honestly, the last time I played Noob Saibot was back in Mortal Kombat 9. In MK11, I was not a big fan of his playstyle, and the main reason for that was because the variation system kinda limited his traditional way of playing. But now that he's returned, I'm curious as how strong he is after a couple of weeks. I've seen some crazy stuff already. But to answer this question, I will embark on this challenge to spend 7 days learning Noob Saibot, to see if this time around he is fun to play, and to see if I got my money's worth. I'll be playing Combat League to see if I can climb up the ranks to Elder God. If you guys are new to the channel, my goal is to learn how to play every character on the roster, and Noob Saibot will be the 7th character I'll be playing for the first time. I literally have 0 hours on him. By the way, if you haven't watched the other videos, go check them out. The link of the playlist will be in the description. Thanks. Before I begin my journey, here are some goals I need to complete by the end of this video.
You must be prepared.
Since this is my first time picking up Noob Saibot, let me take a second and play with his buttons. And I gotta say, my first impression is that he seems good. Some tools feels good and have a lot of potential, but I do have some concerns. We all know that Noob Saibot in the past is like a neutral footsie character and can keep opponents out with his clone without any cooldown. But if that's what you're expecting out of him, he's no longer that kind of zoner. There is a shadow clone cooldown, which means once you use your shadow once, you won't be able to use any attack that has the shadow until he returns. For example, I noticed immediately that if you try to follow it up, Noob himself would slide instead. Or if you use air shadow dive kick then try to slide afterwards, he would do it himself. Or for example, if you try to use a slide and then try to do a basic normal that includes the shadow, he's not able to do it either. So that is something you have to keep in mind. So when does the cooldown end? I took a better look. There's actually a visual indicator, and that is his shadow that you see on the ground. Because if you use it, the shadow will be gone. But when he returns, it's back. I think this is pretty cool and a very awesome little detail. This mechanic kinda surprised me, and we will see if this cooldown will hold him back. So my first impression of him is that he seems strong overall. I like him so far. Anyways, after 30 minutes, here are some of the bread and butter combos I came up with that will give us something to start out with. Okay, now that we got his bread and butters combos down, next let's take a look at his pressure game, because combos are not the only thing we need. It's important that we keep ourselves safe but have ways to open the opponents up. By looking at their normals, we get to see whether Noob Saibot can keep his turn. First up, we have Caver, a high attack that has a startup of 9 frames and is +4 on block. Wow, it's really plus on block, making it pretty good. But you also have to consider that the range and the startup aren't as great, so in a way it balances out. Next, we have 3 moves that are kind of divided. Collapser ends up at -6 on block, Shadow Upper ends up at -9, and Chaos Haymaker, that is -6 on block. All of these just leaves you barely safe, but this works as a hit confirm tool. Shadow Flash Kick is pretty much similar, but this time on hit it will launch the opponent up for a potential combo. However, it ends as a high and it's unsafe on block at -14. Darkness Falls has a startup of 9 frames and ends as an overhead. It won't lead to anything though, it's totally safe and actually leads to +1 on block. Very good tool. Void Elbow is a mid attack that has a startup of 14 frames and is safe on block at -4. Not too bad. This full string Evil Twin is safe on block at -7. Seems like this and the shorter versions will be used to stagger with and be used as a hit confirm tool. Speaking of which, there is a mid-low version which is called Abyssal Hook. This is also safe at -7. Humble Servant is your down poke and has a startup of 7 frames. It is barely safe at -9, but can be countered and punished with their own poke. Dark Spike is your other standard poke. It's fast with a startup of 7 frames and is safe on block at -1. Night Rain will be your other reliable string because it has a startup of 7 frames and is safe on block at -6. It ends as a low attack, which is a great mix-up tool. Shadow Crush is practically the same, but this time ends as an overhead. This will pop up the opponent for a combo starter. However, it is unsafe on block at -13. You could potentially get away with it because of the distance, but certain characters can punish it, so be mindful of that. Sneaky Saibot is a poke into sweep, and this is 0 on block, which is neutral. Low Saibot is a low attack that has a startup of 12 frames and is safe on block at -4. The follow-up is Gravedigger, and this is safe at -7. Guillotine is an overhead attack that causes a hard knockdown on hit. This has a startup of 20 frames and is safe on block at -5. Next, Black Mace is a high overhead attack that has a startup of 11 frames and is -5 on block. Shadow Catapult is the extended version and is -7 frames on block. Lastly, we have Creeping Shadow, which is your sweep, and this has a startup of 12 frames and is safe on block at 0. Damn, Noob Saibot has a lot of strings, and we still have not gone over all of them. He actually gains more strings once he activates Embrace Khaos, but we will go over that soon enough. It seems to me, based on Noob Saibot's frame data, is that he's still that neutral spacing character, and even more now that he has a cooldown. A lot of his strings are safe, and safe enough so you don't have to worry about it. The only thing is that he has a lot of gaps on his strings, so it can be armored through. But other than that, everything is safe. Keep staggering and use your neutral pokes to open players up. Utilizing all these tools is going to be very interesting. Hopefully we do well. All we need now is to select the right cameo before we can give online matches a try. The hardest part about selecting a cameo is finding out which one is the best fit for you. But if you want to have a higher chance of winning, we will pick someone who is the best for my character. So far, I've seen the most popular pick is Jeanette Cage, simply because she can provide combo extension for high damage. Other best choices would be Sub-Zero, because this will allow you to use your buff for free. And you won't have to worry about any setups. Scorpion is another good one, and Movado. What is common about these cameos is that they all extend combos and have more move conversion opportunities, allowing for more damage that he normally wouldn't be able to do. I'm sure there should be more cameos, but these are some of the populars for now. Let me know which cameos you like to use and why. I honestly want to try out Movado, mainly because I still don't know much about him, so I'm very interested in what he offers. I heard some good things, so with all this in mind, let's give him a try.
You have no chance.
You know what is great about day 1? I'm allowed to be an idiot, and playing casual matches is the best way for me to test out the character and get familiar with their moves. You have more fun with the game when you know nothing. That way you won't be frustrated. So screw all this training, put me in, coach. Oh, nice. Oh, let's go! Ah! I forgot which side I was at. Oh, let's go. Oh, we didn't have a meter this time. What? Whoa, what is that move? I don't remember seeing that. Whee! Let's go! I don't know what I'm doing! Hell yeah, let's go! Oh! Oh, shit, nice. Bam! Ooh, let's go cross up! Oh, he's gonna choose another character? Nah, bro, nah, boo. If you're gonna choose another character, Mari. Farah, really? Notice I haven't used my cameo once to beat ya. Oh my god, of course. Gonna rely on the cameo now. Oh shit. Damn. Wow. Oh no. Oh no! No! Oh my god, bro. He just runs away like a coward. Is that how really all Scorpion players play like?
What is your strategy?
Okay, enough goofing off. It's time to mean business. I think it's time we find combos that deal more consistent damage and that uses my cameo. So what can we do to open opponents up? I went on YouTube to see what strategies are out there. I found a video from Super who goes over a lot of tips and tricks. I suggest checking this video out if you want to start learning Noob Saibot. But here's what I learned. When it comes to Noob Saibot, he has a lot of tools to take advantage of, especially mix-ups that are safe to throw out. But once you're able to confirm those combos, pairing up with Movado is great, especially because he can convert any situation into a combo. Let me show you. For example, Shadow Slide into Movado's best feet forward is a combo I recommend. This is a great tool because now it makes throwing Shadow Slide much more dangerous. You can also convert off your normal Telly Slam into Movado's Nin Drop. Here are some examples of combos that you can do with this. And we still have more ways to convert for more damage, like Movado Trap Drop, which does require a full cameo meter, but will be worth it as it gives you much more time to activate Embrace Chaos, which buffs your character. We'll talk more about this special move soon, but this is what makes Movado a great pair with Noob Saibot. So with everything that we learned, how can we apply this online? I am very excited to how this will turn out.
Leave before this gets ugly.
I felt great on day 3 and ready to play Combat League, because knowing more combos will definitely give me a higher chance in dealing more damage to the opponent. And I'll tell you straight up, when you see the things you actually learn applied online for the first time, it feels amazing. Hell yeah, let's go! Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Let's go! Woo! Yeah, it made it! Hell yeah, beta blow combo, bro! Let's go! What I like about Noob Saibot is that he's a very solid character. What do I mean by that? He has everything that you possibly need to be very effective. He has the range, the zoning, the aerial attacks, mix-ups, setups, and pressure from the many safe string he has to use at close range. This makes picking up the character pretty easy. You just have to be good at hit confirming, which was my main issue at the beginning. If you're not used to jump combos, you'll find yourself dropping the combo after teleporting from time to time. Oh, let's go! Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh hell yeah, let's go, hit confirm. Oh my god. I realize when it comes to Noob Saibot is that everything is mainly about setting up the opponent. His shadow clone is the big determining factor to how you should use and pace the match. For example, you can go all in at close range, but if you use your clone at some point and is on cooldown, you have to back away and adjust yourself and play more patient until he comes back. The same thing is when he has to zone the opponent with his clones. You have to wait, and then if he lands it by any chance, that's when you have to go all in. So you do have to plan this according to the clone. There were times where I was surprised that my shadow slide landed, but I didn't get the chance to hit confirm it because I was expecting them to block it. So you have to be good at reactions like that if you want to be effective. This will come in due time, of course, but just something to point out if you're expecting something different.
Your skills are lacking.
Let us take a deep dive into a very awesome mechanic that amplifies his combo potential, Ghost Ball. The reason this is strong because no matter if this lands on the opponent on hit or on block, the effect stays on them regardless. But first, what is Ghost Ball?
Round 1, fight.
Bomb has been planted.
Before I wish for your annihilation, any last words?
Oh my gosh, what do I do?
This is a special move that throws out a spirit ball on the opponent that stays on them for about 10 seconds. What makes this special is that once you press the move again, it causes a blast that launches up for a combo. This is great because you have more ways to deal damage. The only issue though is that it has a slower activation at 37 frames and then 21 frames if you want to activate the explosion. So you have to time it correctly. But once you get this to land, here are some combos that you can do. The enhanced version technically works the same way, but your clone holds that force ball for you instead. This allows you to continue to juggle the opponent and time when you want to apply that force ball, creating some stylish combos. Now, sometimes this is great to throw out simply because this can slow down the opponent and will be hesitating for that bomb activation to come out, so you have a chance to play aggressively. So, with all of this being said, I can't wait to try this out in an actual match. So let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, let's go! Ah! Oh, damn, let's go! Let's go! Oh shit. Boom! Bitch. There you go! You can't go anywhere! Come on, bitch! Fly! Fly! Oh, let's go! Oh shit! Boom! Woohoo! I can't believe it, that worked!
I sense weakness.
These tools that I'm about to talk about are optional strategies to optimize your gameplay. It's strategies that I've seen pro players use. These tools are not strong on its own, but applying them with a combination of other things can open up some opportunities. First up, NeatherRealm Portal. This special move is another projectile for Noob Saibot, but this one comes from above and hits as a low. It lingers on the floor briefly, so it's not a full setup you can use, but if you time it correctly with your Kameo or other setups, it can be used as part of your combo extension or mix-ups. I'm still learning how to apply this into my combos, but I can show you how this will work for mix-ups. One easy way to set this up is after enhanced teleport slam into close NeatherRealm portal to give you more time to set it up. The great thing about this is this will break opponent's armor if they decide to escape it. This is great if you want to spice things up and they won't see it coming. Another tool I found out later is Shadow Kick. Primarily it's used to keep opponents out, but the key is is you can use it as a mobility tool, just like if you were to play Kung Lao. Or, let's say the enhanced version is where you can stun the opponent for a brief second, allowing you to follow up for a combo. This is something I didn't know until the end, so combine this with your other clones, like Slide or Portal Summoned, you can expect this to land this multiple times. So now with more tools in our disposal, how would this fare in an online match? So let's see how this turns out. Oh, hell yeah, dude! That worked somehow. Oh, let's go! Hell yeah! Oh, hell yeah, look at that! It actually broke it! Let's go! Woo-hoo!
To win, you must embrace chaos.
Now it's time to embrace chaos. This mechanic is practically the most important part of Noob Saibot's move list. This is because this buffs him for 10 seconds and unlocks more combo strings to utilize. Special moves becomes combo extension without any meters, and opens up new potential for dealing more damage. However, it does have its drawbacks. So let's go over it. But first, what is Embrace Chaos?
Chaos.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Fetch me their souls!
This special move is a temporary buff that extends any Shadow Clone special moves to a free juggle combo extension. Those moves include Shadow Slide, Shadow Tackle, Shadow Slicer, and Shadow Sweep. So knowing that, here are some examples of combos that you're able to do. But what is also interesting is that this also gets a combo extension from his back throw, so it also gives you more chance to deal damage. But the most important question you must be asking yourself is, what is the best way to activate this during the match? Because to activate Embrace Chaos, it is kind of slow, so one way is to use Movado's Trap Drop during your back throw to activate it. If done correctly, you can still combo right after. Just be aware of the damage scaling, but it's nice to have this option to close the round. The other way you could be using this combo is using strings like Night Rain and Abyssal Hook into Shadow Tackle with Trap Drop to have your opponent force into it, which is easier to do and gives you a guaranteed combo. Here are some potential ways to deal damage. Not only that, this buff unlocks new strings like Shadow Strike and Evil Twin that adds additional hits to stagger from. But even with all these additions, what are the drawbacks? Well, it's kind of a big one where he loses the Shadow Clone for the whole round, but you're not allowed to call in Embrace Chaos for the whole match, so you have to be aware on when to activate this. It's best to use this as a trump card. So with all this in mind, how will this fare in an online match? Let's test this out. Oh my god, I can never use Embrace Chaos! And then look at this. This is why no one uses Embrace Chaos. I can't use any of my clones anymore. Like literally, I'm handicapped. I don't have fucking clone anymore. I don't have my clone anymore. Oh fuck, no! No! Embrace Chaos is gonna be gone now, yep. And now I am nerfed. I am so nerfed, can't use anything. Can I even? Oh, that president! I don't have clone anymore. Could have used it then. Fuck. And Embrace Chaos is gone, just like that. I wanted to save this mechanic until the end because I knew that it would take time to not only learn every combo route, but also try to activate it in the middle of a fight. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I tried, I just can't seem to do it online. To call in the buff is not the hardest part. It's following it up by trying to open players up within that 10-second window before Embrace Chaos wears off. And I had no luck. Let me know if you guys had moments where you were able to pull it off. I want to know. Each time I tried, I just got punished all the time. So today was an absolute failure. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
Your suffering has been purged.
So what are my thoughts after playing a week with Noob Saibot? He's definitely fun, no doubt, and his move list is packed with a lot of great things. There is a lot of things to learn, and 7 days honestly is not enough time in my opinion. And honestly, my schedule really made it hard for me to learn this character, and maybe I just didn't click with him at all. It's either or, because for example, I started to learn him for the first 2 days straight, but then had to leave for a week, then came back, learned for about an hour, then stopped, then came back for another couple of hours, but then stopped for a few days. And I kept forgetting how to play him again and again. My job just kept me way too busy, and even on weekends, to continue learning this character. I hope next time my job won't interrupt my learning process. Another thing, Noob Saibot's combos are very situational, and I don't like that I have to know each combo route because it juggles the opponent very differently. You have to be precise on your timings too. It's great if you have a lot of time to experiment and learn varieties of combos. I tried but kept on forgetting. If you really want to optimize his combos, unfortunately you have to use Ghost Ball and the Portal and Embrace Chaos into your combos. And those are challenging enough. Movado is great to get some damage in, but I found learning his timing a bit hard mostly, and sometimes still comes out inconsistent for me. I'm slowly getting better, but I ran out of time. If you have Sub-Zero equipped, it's easier to combo into and set up with. Either way, I had a lot of fun. In my opinion, I feel like his clone does kind of hold him back slightly. Not sure if you guys feel the same way. This is because naturally, without any buffs, using his clone is just way too risky, either from far range, but especially from close range. His clone is part of him, and in a way, it does force him to play more reserved. Once you lose it, he becomes kinda useless. They should make it to where he can still use basic strings with his clones, and not just special moves. This type of management is not really my style, and that's because it requires a lot of planning and knowledge check for those situations. Because if you're not ready, it definitely feels like you're being caught with your pants down. Literally. I was often overwhelmed, and in a way made it harder for me to play him at higher ranks. Speaking of which, here's my record after everything. I'm starting to see the flaw of this ranking system because these stats don't really mean much since half of these records are from the previous character. You will have to see my individual character stats instead of my seasonal stats. Either way, I'm not too much fond about stats. I only care that I get to learn the character and get to experiment a lot on what works and what doesn't work, and then, go from there. I was curious to see where Noob Saibot is placed in the tier list, and I noticed a lot of people placed him pretty high, around S or A rank. Do you guys agree, and why? Let me know. I agree where he's at, definitely feel like he's around there, but I don't think he's for everyone. I know I could have done better if I had more time, but there's a lot of potential if you do decide to stick with him. And honestly, I don't think I clicked with him as much as I thought I would, but that's okay. He is not meant for everyone. I personally wish he had a strong overhead option because I noticed everyone knows how to fight against him and they always block low. His force ball I think also needs a buff on his activation because it can easily get outzoned, and his shadow clones just comes out too slow to trade with. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Noob Saibot. I still have a lot to improve on, especially when it comes to his whiff punishing pokes and movement. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me master this character. If you guys did, give this video a like and subscribe for more. I'm not sure who will be picking next, so suggest that in the comments down below. With that, I hope you guys have a good day.